So once integration testing is done, the next level is system testing. So the system testing, so we're going to test this so whatever is new system with other systems that it is communicating with. Right? Integration is basically module integration inside the current system. System testing is you are going to test with other existing products, right? How this new software will communicate with other systems in the group. Like, so normally like software is, so when you develop a software, it's only one element of a bigger system. So in the company, there may be multiple systems that are working together. So when you develop a new system, it's supposed to interact with other systems as well. Right? That's where the system testing comes into picture. Right? So different tests so that this system works with all other systems correctly. So that is called system testing. So basically, this is what system testing we call it. Testing fully integrated applications, including external peripherals, in order to check how components interact with one another and with the system as a whole. So this is called. This is also called as like end-to-end testing. Right. So verify through thorough testing of every input in the application to check for desired outputs. Testing of user's experience, right? So the final user experience is also tested as part of this system testing, right? Okay. So you, in the system testing, there's like different types of tests will covered in this system testing. So all different testing techniques will come under this, like usability, load testing, regression, recovery, migration, right? Functional testing. So there's a lot of different types of tests. Those are all come under system testing. Have you heard any of about these testings like usability, load testing, and all? These are all new.
Yes, regression testing, I know, sir, but load testing usable, I didn't hear.
Your voice is not clear.
Now able to hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Regression, I know, sir, but what is load testing and usability and all other things, I don't know.
Okay. So basically, usability is basically see, if you take any application, how it is easy to use for the users. Like sometimes, so some actions need like 1 or 2 clicks. Some actions need like 4 or 5 clicks. So based on like what actions they normally do, we try to minimize the number of clicks in the usability testing. Right? That's something like from users' point of view, like how easy it is used to use the application. So that is one factor that comes into usability testing. Even though like when they develop the system, developers will have some idea like how it is used, but actual users will have most common functions, right? That needs to be easily usable in the application. So that is called as like usability testing. So mostly it's done around keeping in mind users' point of view, right? Not like technical testing, usability point of view. Yeah, that is usability. So load testing is performance testing. This is mainly for checking the performance, whether the system is slow or how fast is that under real life conditions. That is load testing. So mostly performance engineers will do that. So like when you do manual testing, that's not part of the regular manual tester. There will be separate performance testing will be there. 1 minute. Okay, that is load testing. Then you have this regression testing. So that's probably you guys know, like we're going to test every functionality of the application, including any fixes for the new bugs. So that is called regression testing. Basically, when there are new fixes, we want to make sure there is no old functionality is not broken. So that is called a regression testing, right? This is the common testing in all projects, right? Then we have like recovery testing. That is basically to see, like suddenly if the application crashes, right? Whether it is going to lose the data or is going to recover the data, something like that. Suppose even if you take an example of like Microsoft Word, right? Suddenly if your system is shut down, so when you restart the system, the Microsoft try to recover your documents, right? So that is part of the recovery process, right? So the same testing will be done on the software. Right? Suddenly they probably turn it off the system or remove this maybe internet connection or network connection, and they restore the connection and see how the software works. Right? It's supposed to recover any data loss, or it should come back to the same original state where the software is there before. So that is called recovery testing, right? So these are all part of system testing. When you say somebody says system testing, all these testing techniques will come under that. Right? These are only some of them. There is like different types, but these are
Sir,
main.
is non-functional testing also come under system testing, sir?
Yeah, non-functional is basically this load testing, right? Performance testing comes under non-functional testing. So that is also part of system testing, right? Even the security and all, they come under this non-functional testing. So they are all part of system testing. Yeah, right. Yeah, both functional and non-functional are part of system testing. So this is basically the final test we do on the application before it is signed off, right? So all types of testings will come under this.
Okay, sir.
Then migration testing. So migration testing is, suppose you are replacing like existing system with the new system. So they need to migrate old data into the new system. So this is like that is the migration testing. So this is done only like once before the new system is coming into live, right? So they're going to migrate all the old data into the new system and verify that like whatever data is migrated is showing up correctly on the new system. So that is called migration testing, right? So if you are replacing a old system, the current system should support all the old data as well, right? So that is kind of a migration testing. So functional testing, like we write all these different scenarios and test the functionality as per the requirements. That is there. That is part of this functional testing. Then hardware and software testing, right? So basically, like if this application will be working on, like say, suppose if you have take like a web application that should work on like Windows, Mac, or maybe it should work on mobile devices as well. So then we're going to test on all the different hardware and software devices, right? So even for software, we have different operating systems, different browsers, right? So we're going to test on different versions of software and hardwares and all. So this is like some of the system testing techniques, right? Methods we're going to use in the system testing. So if you take like a flow in the system testing, so this is what is going to happen, right? We'll have like a test environment that is set up, right? Then we'll generate test cases, right? Then we're going to generate test data, then execute the test cases, and defect reporting, regression testing, log defects, and retest. Retest is once they provide fixes and all, we're going to retest that. So this is the cycle of system testing. And so we're going to repeat all these kind of tests in the system testing process, right? So I'll probably explain it by taking one project and show you all the details, right? All these steps. So once system testing is done, the final process is user acceptance testing, right? This is where the actual users will perform the testing, right? So up to system testing, from integration and system testing, the testers will do. The user acceptance testing is actually done by the users who are going to use the system, right? So this is the testing done by end user or the client, right? To verify or accept the software system before moving the application to production environment, right? So basically UAT is done in the final phase of testing after functional integration and system testing is done, right? So this is the last phase of the testing process. So by the time we start user acceptance testing, these things should be ready. Like the business requirements should be available, application code is already developed, right? So all these unit testing, integration, and system testing is completed, right? No serious issues are there, like no high priority or medium defects are available in the system. All are all fixed. Those should be fixed. Only small minor issues should be acceptable in UAT, before UAT, right? So regression testing should be done with no major defects, right? All reported defects should be fixed, right? Traceability matrix of the testing should be completed. So you probably hear about this traceability matrix. I will explain it later. What is a traceability matrix and how we're going to track it. Basically, it is tracking between requirements and what is tested and all that. I will explain that later. Then UAT environment should be ready. So UAT testing generally done on UAT environment, but like if it is smaller systems, they can do on testing as well, testing environment. But when bigger projects, they have separate UAT environment to test, right? Then once there should be some confirmation that system testing is completed and the UAT can start some kind of a process communication to the users, right? So these are like prerequisites before users can start testing. So these things should be completed, right? Otherwise, they will not start it. Like there is no point starting user acceptance without these being completed, right? This is basically the flow of user acceptance tests. So they will also have their own plan, like a UAT plan, and they will identify scenarios based on the requirements, right? So there will be UAT plan created. Then there will be test scenarios for UAT, right? Then they're going to create test cases for UAT. Test data preparation, then test run, then confirm the objectives, right? So finally, the users will say, so these requirements are met and it is working as per the requirement, and there will be a final sign off, right? If there is any clarifications, there will be a business analyst or somebody will get involved and clarify those requirements.
Sir, what is test run?
Test run is actual execution, right? You are creating all these test cases, right? Test cases, test data. So test run is basically we're going to run those scenarios on the application and verify the result, right?
It is nothing but status of the execution.
Basically, status of the test cases, which one is passed, which one is failed, right? Is there any other new issues during UAT and all that? It's a summary of what is executed and what is passed and what is failed. That is a test run. Right, then confirm business objectives. So basically, whatever is requirement, they confirm that it is working or it's not working. Is there any other changes required and all that at the end of the user acceptance testing. Right. So once this is done, so there is like exit criteria, like exit criteria in the sense like once UAT is done. So these are the things that needs to happen before it goes to production, right? So no critical defects open. So business process works satisfactorily, and UAT sign off, right? Meeting with all stakeholders. These are the steps that will happen before UAT is signed off, right? If there is any issues in UAT, it will come back to development again, and again that integration and system testing will repeat, right? We need to repeat that cycle again to start UAT. So these are some of the best practices for user acceptance testing. Basically, you prepare a UAT plan very early in the project life cycle, prepare some checklist before UAT starts, conduct pre-UAT session during system testing. So while system testing, we can as well do like some pre-check, like if there is already user acceptance plan, right, or scenarios, we can as well run them during this system testing and see that it is working as per that scenarios, right? Test end-to-end business flow and avoid system test. So test the system or application with real world scenarios, right? So this is the actual scenarios they're going to run. They're going to create like a system data as per the real world scenarios. They're not going to use any test data. They're going to simulate the real world data and all the real world actions on that. So basically, like a user should be think as an unknown user to the system. Basically, user can come into the system and take a scenario and execute it, right? Because normally users, they just go through some user manual and execute their scenarios. They are not very technical and all that. So the system should work for non-technical users as well, right? So then there is a usability testing. So this is what, like how easy the system is to use for users, right? So they should be able to easily understand the functionality of the application. So that's usability. Then there will be some feedback session and there will be final meeting before it goes to production. This is the user acceptance testing. So basically, so any project, so when they start, they start with unit testing, then integration, then system testing, and user acceptance. So these are the four levels of testing that happens in any project, right? So when you are part of a testing team, so you are involved in basically the integration and system testing.
Sir,
yeah.
Sir, who is involved in UAT testing?
UAT is actually business analyst or the final users who are going to use the system. So they
Testers are there or not?
tester will be there, but they don't do direct user acceptance testing. They will support users during
Okay, sir.
testing.
Thank you.
So
Thank
if you are
you, sir.
delivering this software to a client will do that user acceptance test, something like that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Up to system testing, the testing team will involve. So after that, it's users and business analysts for user acceptance testing.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So that is the live. That is the various techniques. So if you take system testing, so what do you think is what type of testing is that? Is it a black box or white box? We heard about black box and white
Black
box.
box.
Black box.
Huh?
Black box.
Black box.
Black box.
System
Okay.
testing.
Yeah. Okay. So that is a black box testing. Even user acceptance is a black box, right? They're not going to look into inside what is inside the system. They just test it outbound scenarios, right? They give input and they check the output. Only the unit testing is white box. Remaining are black box testing, right? So that is levels of testing. And so any questions so far? Or anything you have in the last week sessions, you have any other questions? So most of them is, there are like, we talked about different levels, testing methodologies, testing techniques. I think this week we'll go into, I will show you the actual project, and I will show you the, like maybe some sample test plan and some test cases that are developed and how we track these status and all that, right? So this is the most of the testing part.